Good morning, and welcome to Redeemer Lutheran Church. I'm Pastor Gary Lodeholt. There's an odd little story in the Old Testament about someone known only as the Man of God. He is told to go to a village and to prophesy against it, and then to return home by a different road. There's more to the story, but that little detail is intriguing. You see, if he had returned home by the same road he had arrived on, the people would have interpreted that to mean that he was withdrawing the prophecy against them back with him. They would have thought that they were in the clear. Instead, the man of God is told to move forward and not retreat. The Word of God always moves forward to new things. Something like that happens when this 24 hours in the life of Jesus draws to the end at the beginning of a new day. Well before sunrise, Jesus got up and went out to a deserted place away from everyone else in order to pray. There are several things we need to notice here as we consider Jesus' busy day of teaching, healing, and caring for others. The first thing to notice is that the day began as Jesus went to the synagogue to worship God. The day ends with Jesus deep in prayer, communing with God. Jesus drew near to God often. God was his source of strength and renewal. Time with God helped him keep focus on what he was there to do. And I think that points to another aspect that we need to talk about. Sometimes we might think that when we most need to pray are those times when we are in some crisis or deep time of need. Well, yes, those are important times to pray, and most of us do that naturally. But it might be that our times of success are times when we need to be most intentional about prayer and time with God. Think about the day Jesus had. He impressed people with his teaching. He cast out a demon. He cured Peter's mother-in-law. He healed many sick people and cast out other demons. It may have been a tiring day, but one thing we can certainly say, it was a successful day. The problem is that when we have great successes like that, we tend to get puffed up with ourselves. We begin to think that we are pretty impressive. How great I art becomes our hymn. So in the face of all this success by worldly standards, instead of being impressed with himself, Jesus turned again to God in prayer. It's a time for him to refocus, to remember and renew who he came to be and what he came to do. That's really what prayer can do at its best. It takes the focus off of us and invites us to join again with God. Jesus knew that, and Jesus spent a lot of time in prayer. And then comes that other line that we could do a whole sermon about. Peter eventually finds Jesus and says, "Everyone is searching for you." Indeed. Now, they probably wanted to see the spectacle of more miracles or whatever Jesus might do, but Peter's words speak deeper than their surface meaning. Everyone is searching for you. In our brokenness, we search for Jesus. In our hurts and struggles, we search for a shepherd. In our ache for meaning and purpose, we search for one who can give us direction. In our hunger for grace, we search for God. Everyone is searching for you, Peter told him. But Jesus said, "Let us go on to the neighboring towns." In other words, we don't retreat or rest on our laurels in one place. The Word of God moves ahead to new things, new beginnings, new hope offered. The Word of God moves forward to others in need, even to us. Even to us. Thanks be to God. Thanks for watching, and remember to let this day belong to God.